Hi, my name is Brian. Today I'm going to talk about anterior pelvic tilt or lordosis and in particular how to fix it. This technique completely reversed my back pain. First, the symptoms. If you look at my photos, my before and after photos in the link below, you will see the classic lordosis, which is the excessive curvature of the back and so the low back is arched, and sometimes, for my case at least, the shoulders are excessively back. Now, these symptoms that I was seeing was my back didn't hurt that much in the morning, but as the day progressed, it got more and more sore until in the evening it was pretty bad most of the time. Now, my explanation for these symptoms, and this is necessary to understand the correction. What would happen if you held your arm up like this? And if you wanted to happen even faster, clench your fist as hard as you can. What would happen if you held your arm like this for 20-30 minutes? Even after a few seconds, you can start to feel the tension forming in your arm. As you hold it longer and longer, the tension will gradually turn into pain. And the pain will get worse and worse as you hold your arm longer and longer. Massaging isn't going to help. Strengthening isn't really going to help. Stretching isn't really going to help because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with your arm other than the fact that you're holding it in this non-ergonomic, inefficient posture for long periods of time. That's all well and good, but what does that have to do with back pain? My theory is that the pain I was feeling from the lordosis is exactly the same as the pain that I was feeling from the arm held in incorrect position. In particular, the lordosis isn't the fundamental problem, and addressing it as the fundamental problem and trying to correct it on its own isn't the right path. The lordosis is just a symptom of the fundamental problem. So if you are holding your back in this incorrect posture automatically all day long, that would clearly explain why you would gradually feel more and more pain as the day progressed. But why would your body be so stupid to do something like that? My hypothesis is that it is a correction for lack of mobility in the upper back and neck. In particular, what could be so important that would force your body into this compromised position without you even knowing it? And the answer, you need to get your head and eyes into position, and your body will automatically try to do that at all costs. So let's see how these compensation would arise in practice. So as we work forward, like looking down at computer screens or laptops or your cell phone, you will potentially get more tight up in this area. And if you let that progress far enough, you will get tight enough that you cannot right your head using the correct muscles, and you're essentially locked into this position. But even in this position, you always have the range of motion of pulling your shoulders back or arching your back. And that is a way to compensate for the lack of mobility in your neck. And if you do that compensation enough, and it can become automatic. And presto, there is your lordosis. So this is the fundamental assessment for how to tell if you have this low back compensation. So you want to find a completely flat wall. This garage door is not that. I recommend, for instance, a door with no molding on the bottom or any patterns in the door, just a nice flat door. You want the feel of the door against your body to help you judge your posture. So heels against the door, waistband against the door, and you want the middle of your back against the wall too. So you lean forward so that the middle of your back is against the wall. Now you can feel the distance between. You want a little bit of a curve in there, so there should be a little bit of a gap between the small of your back and the wall, because your spine does have a little bit of a natural curve there. But it should be a pretty small gap. You shouldn't be able to get, too much of your hand in there. And you focus on this area, because it is exactly this area where the compensation occurs. So you start in this position, again, waistband against the wall, mid-back against the wall. And you just relax and lean forward. And now you gradually start to right your head. At the same time, focusing all your attention on the space between your waistband and your mid-back. And you have to make sure that you're not feeling anything change in that area. In particular, no arch, no mid-back coming off the wall. So as soon as you start to feel that you cannot right your head, that your mid-back is moving, or there's stretch in there, that is where you stop. The goal, of course, is to be able to get your head and the back of your neck to the wall without any compensation in your low back. So if you were able to do that and the middle of your back is still nice and against the wall, and you didn't feel any change back there, well then this will not help you. If you're like me, when I started, I looked something like this. And I couldn't move any more than that. In which case, these corrections that I will tell you may do you some good. One thing that is useful is to do it completely wrong. Do this assessment completely wrong a couple times in order to feel the difference. In particular, do the nice big back arch and feel the difference. And in particular, for me, what it feels like, waist will be on the wall. I can easily get the back of my head on the wall, but I could drive a truck in between the wall and my back because there's a giant arch. And in particular, the middle of my back, which is the critical point that I've been talking on, is nowhere near the wall. There's a big gap there. So do it wrong, and then go back and do it right. And do it back and forth until you can feel the difference. It's crucial to be able to feel the difference. Once you feel the difference, then I recommend not doing it wrong ever again, because you want to focus on doing it correctly and making that automatic.